Bugs Bunny's Overture to Disaster is pretty good fun. This is a Warner Brothers TV special from 1991. It's directed by Greg Ford and Terry Lennon, and it starts off quite delightfully actually with the three bears getting ready to go to a concert, which I thought was pretty fabulous. And Bugs Bunny is conducting the orchestra, and in between his conducting, we see various musical themed clips from other Looney Tunes cartoons, and I thought it was a really great concept, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I say Looney Tunes, I'm not sure if any of the cartoons we see are from Merry Melodies, so I apologize if I'm incorrect. In fact, I think some of them might have been Merry Melodies. And what's great about this? Well, several things. One, I think everything's edited together really well. None of the clips felt forced. Some of the clips were longer than the others. Some of the segments seemed to go on longer than I would have liked for this kind of clip show, if you like, because that's what it is. The whole thing is about half an hour, and there's a decent handful of about 6 or 7 clips, but some of them definitely do last longer than others. But it's a good way to get a lot of different characters we don't always see in the same cartoons. And I like the overarching narrative of Bugs Bunny trying to conduct the orchestra. There's a fly that gets in the way. This fly is, well, it's a significant fly. It was mentioned in the newspaper that I think Papa Bear was reading. It's a nice little well constructed narrative, and I was really impressed with the attention to detail outside of the clips they chose. But the clips they chose I thought were pretty good. And I won't go through all of the clips, but I'll mention a couple of highlights to give you a flavour of the kind of thing to expect. And I have to say, my favourite in the whole thing is Daffy Duck and Porky Pig in the William Tell Overture. I love that cartoon. I've reviewed it separately. I absolutely adore it. I love the William Tell Overture. And I love Daffy Duck and Porky Pig, especially when they're together. So that I found to be quite delightful. We also have Rabbit of Seville, which I've reviewed separately, and I really enjoy it. But I feel like in this particular TV special, I feel like it went on for too long. I think they could have truncated that clip a little bit, because towards the final third of that cartoon, I was ready to cut back to Bugs and then get another clip. So I think the pacing with some of the clips wasn't great. They could have tightened things up a bit, maybe brought in a different clip, but generally it wasn't too bad. We also have, and this is the last one I'll mention, but we also have What's Opera Doc, which I think is fabulous. I have reviewed all of these separately, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about them, but What's Opera Doc is beautifully staged. The animation of the backdrops is just stunning, and it's Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny, and it's just an absolute joy, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. So, as a package, Bugs Bunny's Overture to Disaster is really fabulous, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. The new animation that we get in this works really well. It doesn't stand out as being too different from the animation style in the clips. The clips, of course, being almost half a century older in some cases, and it doesn't stand out as being old and new. Everything blends together really well. Great mix of characters, great mix of clips. Some of the clips, yeah, they went on for a little bit longer. I mean, mostly I think it is just the Rabbit of Seville. I think that's the only one where I kind of felt like it went on for a bit too long. But with the rest of them, I think everything flowed really well. I think the new material was very good. The overarching narrative was very effective. I didn't expect to see the three bears in this. I thought that was a really nice way to start it off, and it definitely got my attention. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're a fan of Bugs Bunny or Looney Tunes or Merry Melodies, definitely check out Bugs Bunny's Overtures to Disaster. The new animation in it is really good fun, and it's a nice way to rewatch cartoons that you may have seen previously.